Welcome into the SharpSports YouTube podcast. My name is Andrew Sharp, coming to you on a very late evening of Thanksgiving, but happy to be here. A lot to talk about. Broncos have been on their bye week. I've been quite busy myself, going live again tonight as I was have been setting up a new laptop that my parents generously helped me out with for Christmas/birthday gift, but I do not have everything going on with the full transition from laptop. I was doing most of my stuff on a laptop to desktop, so still in process of that. Got to move things around. Mike's got get it set up. You get the drill. Anyway, good to be here on a Sunday night. A lot going on for the Broncos coming up this weekend as they head to Washington to play the Washington Commanders on Sunday Night Football. Broncos are still fully in command of the AFC West at the moment. As the, I guess we can start there because it's the most recent thing to happen for the Broncos. Basically, the Chiefs are not very good. Chiefs lose again in Dallas today, 31-28, fall in Dallas in a game that, quite frankly, if the Chiefs defense, which essentially has been their really their calling card for the last two seasons, on top of a efficient offense for Patrick Mahomes, they did not have they played okay, but their defense really got shredded by the Cowboys offense. Broncos defense played much better against a common opponent in the Dallas Cowboys earlier this season, and quite frankly, I mean, Dak Prescott was 27 of 39, two touchdowns, one early pick, but Javonte Williams, 17 carries, only 59 yards, but they didn't really need him because the Dallas Cowboys have George Pickens and CeeDee Lamb, and they really just ran their team offense up and down all over the Chiefs defense tonight. Chiefs now find themselves at 6-6. They are now 1-5 on the road. Incredible. I mean, really, just we're kind of watching the Super Bowl hangover in real time. They still look good in spurts. They still have times where they appear to put everything together. But let's call it what it is. Let's quote Bill Parcells, former Cowboys coach: "Your record is what you say you are." So the Chiefs are an average football team right now. They're 6-6. They're 1-5, and they really have dug themselves quite the hole that I'm not sure they're going to actually climb out of. They're definitely not going to win the AFC West. That's pretty much Denver would have to have a pretty sizable collapse at this point with only the few games remaining on the Denver Broncos schedule. Granted, Broncos did drop an early divisional game, but they are 2-1. Broncos are 6-0 at home and really have a commanding lead in the AFC West. Now, of course, they're going to Washington to play a Commanders team that is not having a great season by any means, and the Broncos are also getting a little bit of luck in the sense that they keep getting to play against backup quarterbacks, which of course a lot of people will ding them for, but that's part of the league. Part of the league is keeping your guy healthy and playing against the quarterbacks that are available to play when you play them. So the Washington Commanders are going to go with Marcus Mariota, who is a backup at best. That's the best thing I can say about him. Yes, many moons ago, him and Jameis Winston went 1-2 in the draft, but Jameis has bounced around as a backup quarterback. Granted, had a very, very prolific game I witnessed as he played for the Cleveland Browns last year on Denver's lone Monday Night Football game last year. But make no mistake about it, the Denver Broncos, much like when they were able to play against the Houston Texans and the backup there, and Davis Mills, who actually has played a lot better since he played the Broncos. The Broncos are getting to play another backup quarterback, which for this defense, I think is going to be a very, very, very long day for Marcus Mariota. And I originally had picked the Broncos to win this game. Excuse me, at the beginning of the year, I picked this Broncos to lose this game, partially because I had not realized that this was it was my mistake. I thought that this was a early kickoff start, which can be a little rough. West Coast team, Mountain Time Zone team going east, but the Broncos don't play until prime time, so body clock it'll be a little bit a little bit adjusted being on the East Coast, but Broncos that shouldn't be a factor. And Washington, quite frankly, is really not that good this year. So I'm going to change my pick. Originally had them losing this game. Broncos should win this game on the strength of their defense and the strength of their roster. And speaking of their roster, Broncos agreed to a 3-year deal with defensive tackle, former New Orleans Saint, current Bronco Malcolm Roach, to a 3-year contract extension up to $29.25 million with 14 guaranteed. Came out this week. Good defensive line depth. I am a little dubious of having a defense that gets ultra expensive. I understand the defense is very good, a lot of talented players, but you can't really pay everybody, i.e. the 49ers have tried that with paying a lot of guys on defense throughout their team, and it just gets a little too top heavy. You really want your defense to be young and inexpensive, i.e. Early draft pick players and whatnot. But, good thing for the Broncos is they are fully supported by the Walton Penner Group and shouldn't have that much of a problem with any of that. So, another little Broncos news and notes this week. Luckily, the Broncos, speaking of fine defensive players who do deserve to be paid top-end dollar, Pat Surtain, and came back to work this week, suffered a strained pectoral muscle back on October 26th against said Cowboys. So it looks like Broncos will get back a key piece to their secondary, have managed to do okay without him, but certainly you can never have a true replacement for a player of Pat Surtain's caliber. But Broncos are welcoming back him. They're welcoming back inside linebacker, Alex Singleton, and pass rusher Jonah Ellis. So the Broncos have actually been playing down a couple of key significant guys on defense throughout this win streak. And now they're going to get hopefully a boost from some of these guys coming back, including Alex Singleton for his testicular cancer diagnosis. Good luck to him. Certainly he's got a lot more to worry about than football at this point, but he wants to play. Certainly rooting for him, definitely rooting for him. And Jonah Ellis back after missing, or basically missed the Week 11 game against Kansas City with a hamstring injury. So Broncos are really starting to get guys back throughout it's a long season, and very happy that the Broncos appear to be getting some defensive players back. Speaking of getting players back, Sean Payton was quoted this week as saying that running back J.K. Dobbins appears to be over, but the head coach apparently isn't quite all the way out on that. He's out with a Liz Frank injury in his foot. It's the bone in the middle of the foot, and so it can be a little tender, very tricky to come back from. I'm not optimistic that that's realistic, especially for a guy who appears to be, unfortunately, I hate to say it, but he does appear to be injury prone. But if he is able to somehow come back for a Broncos playoff push, that would be amazing. In the meantime, there's a chance for RJ Harvey and some of the other guys, Julian McLaughlin, Tyler Bidet, to really step up. It's time to step up for those guys. They have a great opportunity now with JK being out to go ahead and step up for this team. And quite frankly, I hope that they do. So Broncos they're really in control of this whole thing. Looking at their overall standings, I was still not convinced that the Broncos were going to win the division because, quite frankly, I never saw Kansas City losing 6 games this season. Did not ever think the Kansas City Chiefs were going to be sitting at 6-6 at this point after Thanksgiving of the season. It's really quite remarkable, quite frankly. Currently, the Broncos are actually number 2, as the New England Patriots have technically played and won one more game at 10-2. Broncos are 9-2, and third is the Colts. Fourth is the Pittsburgh Steelers. Those are your division leaders at the moment. Although certainly the Baltimore Ravens also at 6-6. I'd say Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs, 2 teams that have played in multiple playoff games in the last 5 years, certainly have been the standout AFC contenders. Are not that this year. And one other thing I wanted to talk about with the Denver Broncos, off the top of my head, is the fact that there has been a lot of question about. I know nationally there are still a lot of people who are not the biggest fans or don't know what to expect from Bo Nix as he plays along. And I would say that I would agree with that. Bo has been very up and down this year, much more than I ever anticipated. But I would also say to Bo, everything is in front of you. Everything you've worked for this season is right in front of you. You have a chance to be again on national television this Sunday night against the Washington Commanders, a team, granted, you don't play very often. But the last time the Broncos were on a Monday night game against a team that wasn't very good in the Cincinnati Bengals, who, by the way, won tonight against the Baltimore Ravens, Bo Nix shelled out. Bo Nix is a primetime performer. Almost think Bo Nix has to sort of almost be amped up to play at certain points. And by amped up, I mean the bigger the stage, the better he seems to play, which is something you can't even coach. I certainly hope that he plays well in this game. The Broncos need him to continue to play in this game. But another key for Bo Nix, not only is he playing, and he's improving, he could be better, he's available. He's available. There's a lot of quarterbacks that are either banged up, unavailable, hurt, or running for their prospective lives as they play in the NFL this season. Go ahead and ask the Chargers how their quarterback's doing as he runs around trying to protect himself from a disastrous offensive line performance week after week. That really Justin Herbert's not his fault. Only he can perform if it's offensive line blocks for him. There's only so much you can do as a starting quarterback. That being said, Broncos have every opportunity in front of them to go ahead and keep their pedal to the metal. Do not let up. Yes, it's an NFC opponent against the Washington Commanders, but don't be confused. The Washington Commanders are not a good football team. Currently, they are 3-8. They are technically 14th in the NFC. They are not a good team. They are playing a backup quarterback. Their season is done. So, Broncos, take care of business. Play outstanding defense. Bring your defensive stars back into the fold. Keep the defense going. Be proficient on offense. And I don't see any reason why the Broncos can't win on Sunday Night Football against the Washington Commanders. I'll go ahead and say I've been predicting some lower scores, but I'm going to say the Broncos finally get either from, I believe they're probably good for at least one pick six against Mariota. So we'll say the Broncos win 30-17 on Sunday Night Football. Once again, my name is Andrew Sharp, SharpSports YouTube podcast. Doing a lot more live lately as I rearrange some storage and video issues on my laptop. But hey, it's good practice. Great to be live. Happy to be here. And I'll be back shortly to react probably Sunday night, late like this, reacting to the Broncos game against the Washington Commanders on Sunday Night Football. Thanks a lot.